My son's room is in desperate need of an upgrade, especially the bed frame. He's quite a bit bigger now than when he first moved into this room. Let's build him a new one. I started out by designing the bed frame in Fusion 360 to get a better idea of how it would look in 3 dimensions. I'm using a board and batten style design for the bed frame, and it's going to be made out of fairly cheap material, mainly construction lumber and some really thin plywood called luan. I have a bunch of drawers on the bottom of the bed frame that allow for some more storage for things in his room, but because of the limitations of the space, I'm probably only going to use one of those liner drawers. There's some key things missing, like the internal structure that is going to hold the drawers, but I think I'm going to troubleshoot that as I start building the bed frame. It's all drawn up. Now I'm going to start cutting all the pieces. I have both frames cut, one for each side, so the wood's kind of stacked right there, and then I also have the ends cut as well. So all the primary cutting is done. I know that was super exciting, and now I get to drill a whole bunch of pocket holes. Under typical circumstances, this is what I'd be using to drill all the pocket holes, and it's worked really good for me over the years. It's basically a handheld pocket hole jig that I use with a clamp. I probably have 100 pocket holes to drill, so this isn't going to cut it. So I up my game a little bit. This is not a sponsored video. I'm simply showing this because it's going to make my life a little bit easier drilling all these pocket holes, and this is the brand and system that I'm most familiar with, so that's what I'm using. If they want to sponsor, there's still time. Hit me up. Until then, I've been holding off on buying this for probably years, and it is a nice automated way of drilling pocket holes. Put in your piece, you clamp it down, you drill, take it out, and put in the next one. The production of this is so much faster and so much better that I think I'm probably going to be able to drill all the pocket holes I need within about 10 minutes. So I think it's well worth the investment, and I don't know, maybe I can reach out to them and do something with them in the future, but this is what I'll be using, and this is going to make everything that much better, that much faster. So let me get started drilling. So this is the current state of the project as of right now. I have all the pieces cut, I have all the pocket holes drilled, and now I'm assembling the long side of the bed frame. I had to move it over here because my workbench is covered in crap, so I needed a bigger surface to actually put this together, and that's what I'm doing. I have to put on one more of the long pieces, and I'll try to get this finished up. So I'm gonna start finishing that up now. So I bought this box of pocket hole screws new, 100 screws, and inside there are only 4 left. So if my math is correct, and it should be, I have 96 pocket holes in the frames for the bed. One bed frame, but all the different side panels. So all we have to do now is patch, because this is construction lumber, and one of the bad things with construction lumber is that it's a little bit wonky, it's not processed. I don't want to say it's not processed right. There tends to be a lot of voids. It isn't the best quality of wood, and it's a cheap pine, which is fine. So I save on money, but I have to put in a little bit more time to patch it up, sand, and then assembly. Luckily enough, I have a helper for that.
Why are my hands still shaking?
All the sanding is complete.
Still shaking.
Time to paint. Now all the boards are cut and painted. It's time to cut down the thin plywood that will go inside the board frames. I'm using a really thin material called luan. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick, but it looks really nice on the outside. It has a really natural looking wood veneer. I'm using my Evolution track saw to cut this down. The video is not sponsored by Evolution, but they have sponsored some of my content in the past. If you'd like to pick up one of these really cool track saws that are very inexpensive compared to others, I have a link for it down in the description. So at this point I have almost all the panels attached to the inside of the frames, except for one side. And that side I have to cut a section out of because I'm going to use those panels for the drawer faces. I have 3 drawers that are going to be going into the bed frame. And to attach all the different sides, I have these hardwood pieces, but I think they're white oak, maybe, glued into the end pieces. Mainly because when you're attaching structures like this, especially something that has to hold weight, I wouldn't trust screws holding in softwood like this construction pine. So instead I'll have holes drilled into this hardwood, and it should hold a lot better when everything's put together. So I have these glued in. I just have to glue on the other side panel, cut the section out for the drawer faces, and then I gotta start building the drawers. And once the drawers are built and all that fitting is done, the build is probably about 90% done at that point, and the rest is just a little finishing. So I'm going to try to get some of that done and hopefully finish up this project. I have a lot of space out here in my shop, so I thought it'd be a good idea to do a quick fitting of the bed frame, just to make sure that everything goes together the way I anticipated. So it's easy to make changes out here before I take it up to the bedroom and figure out that things don't go together that well. So I made some adjustments here. Now that everything's fit, the last final thing is to put together the drawers. The drawers are a simple construction, just basically butt joints and 1/2" construction grade plywood. Last little detail is to cut in the handholds, and it's done. It's time to take it up the 20 flights of stairs to his room. Yep.
I'm Batman.
How about that? You get to sleep on a pallet. That's basically what we just recreated. Dude.
Oh my gosh, I have tall bed. Yo. fall on it, don't fall on it. Ah.
That's a long way to the bottom now, kid.
Gotta be careful. Oh, this is fun now.
What do you think?
I love it because it used to be all the way down here. And Scarlett's bed is more elevated. I always get on her bed. I'm like, oh, it's so nice. And now, ha. Alright, good night, everyone.
The bed is finally done. It took a lot longer than I was anticipating. I had some problems with the initial design that I wasn't able to see until we started putting things together. But we fixed all those issues and it's done.
Yeah.
So do you like it so far?
Yeah, it's nice. It's a lot nicer. I don't have to fall 10 feet to, go sleep. So, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So he definitely needed it. He's a lot bigger than he used to be, but he's not quite that big yet. But you're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be like a little guy down here.
In fact, if you want to see him as a little guy, go and check out some of the early and first videos on this channel, and you'll see the change here.
Don't. It's okay. You don't have to. He's just joking.
If you made it this far in the video, I'd like to say thank you. It means a lot that you've watched to this point, especially so you can see us both on camera here. We have a lot of videos in the back catalog that you might enjoy. Go ahead and check those out. And if you're in a position to help out the channel and you're looking for some cool stuff, go ahead and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/geekbuilders. We also have a shop on geekbuilders.net with some shirts and other geek-related merchandise for you to check out and possibly pick up. So, until next time, don't forget to design, make, and play.
Follow, subscribe, and share.
And check out some of the old videos. They're really fun to watch.
Oh, boy.
We'll see you later.
Alright, so good night.